It's Garden Tour Saturday time, my dear friends, and we're here today in the front garden, and we're going to be sharing some of our beautiful roses with you, along with a lot of things I'm growing. Oh my gosh, I hope you're going to enjoy Garden Tour Saturday today. It's an open collab. Anyone can join in any Saturday, once in a while or every Saturday, and share whatever size garden you may have, big or small. We don't care. We just love seeing you here with us, my dear friends. And of course, I have some wonderful co-hostesses. I know you're going to enjoy their channels too. Here we have Pat, a wonderful, wonderful channel, and she always comes up with something wonderful to share. And of course, Susan, oh my gosh, Susan has a beautiful garden also. Please go check out my wonderful three co-hostesses. And of course, we have Growing on Vancouver Island, and she's always doing something wonderful in her garden, along with taking you around and seeing the beautiful forest around her home and the beautiful island she lives on. Please go check out all three of these wonderful, creative co-hostesses. They all do something a little different and make it look fabulous. And I hope you enjoy all the things that are growing in Grandma's garden today. And I'm so happy to share everything with you. So let's get going and see what Grandma's doing this week for Garden Tour Saturday. And I hope you enjoy what we're sharing. We always have something growing in the garden, something blooming in the garden. And today we're going to start with Grandma's rose garden. Good morning, my awesome friends. You know what time it is. It's Garden Tour Saturday time. And we're starting over in the front yard by where my roses are. And I want to share with you my beautiful rose, well, it's not really a rose garden exactly, some rose plants, but they're still beautiful. And this one here is growing by leaps and bounds. And I'm sure by next year it'll be twice as big as it is right now. So it will look gorgeous over here. Well, please sit down with a cup of tea or coffee. It's Garden Tour Saturday time. Love you all, and thank you so much for all your love and support, as always, my dear friends. I love looking at these roses when water gets on them and they bead up. And because of the color of the rose, it almost looks like little ice crystals. But aren't they beautiful? I don't know why. This is the only rose I've ever had that does this, and it does it all the time for some reason. I have other roses out here getting watered at the same time, and they never look like these. And it does the same kind of beading actually on the leaves too for some reason. And there's always some new roses coming. Oh yeah. This is one of my favorite new roses. This was a Valentine's gift from my husband. Because, you know, I would rather have a rose plant than to get a bouquet of roses. Here is another one of my rose plants. Now this one is 2 or 3 years old, and it is a miniature rose. So these roses are not quite as big. And as you can see, they're pink and then they're variegated also. Aren't they beautiful? Those roses came in a package, well, a container of 3. They had red, pink, and white. And I don't know what happened to the pink roses. If they're blooming at a different time or if the pink ones just didn't make it. But these are one of my favorite things. I'm so glad that he bought them for me, and I'm so glad that I've been able to get them to grow so beautifully in my garden. And here's another box of potatoes I just started a couple of weeks ago. And they're not all up yet because there should be a couple more coming up. But I have 3, so that's pretty good. And let's go check on our other container of potatoes. This one, nothing has really happened yet, so we'll come back and check next week. Hopefully we'll have something coming up. Well, as you can see, my potatoes are doing pretty good here in the green stock. I've planted several of them up, and as you can see, their blooms aren't quite as pretty as they were last week, but they still have some blooms, and everything is coming up really nice. I'm happy with it, and we should have some potatoes in another month or two. I'm going to plant up another green stalk at the top of it like I did this one. And my onions, I did take some of the seed, harvested some of the seeds from my onions here, and I've been planting onions around the garden. So that was zero cost for that. And I did another green stalk with onions and carrots. So, and as you can see, I have a lot of onions in here. So I'm real happy with that. And my strawberries, I think I'm going to maybe empty these strawberries out and put them in a different container, a bigger one. And maybe put some fresh soil in here and start over. And my herbs over here are doing really good. So I'm happy with that. And as you can see, I have my carrots coming up over here, and I have some onions in here, and I'm going to be planting some radishes in here too. So we are going to have this one whole green stalk full of onions, radishes, and carrots. And really am enjoying how everything is coming up. Even in all this heat, I'm actually surprised. Not quite sure what this one is. Maybe pulling it out. Maybe a baby palm tree. I do get a lot of baby palm trees. You know, honestly, I don't think that is anything I want. Let's pull it out right now. Well, it's still small. Well, it's out. And more strawberries, as you can see. I have them scattered all around my garden. There's another one of those strawberry containers, but I need to take those out once it cools down. And actually any strawberries I can get to survive, I'm putting them in a bit bigger container and cleaning that one out and putting new strawberry plants in for next year and getting all that grass out. So we have a lot in here growing, as you can see. More onions and carrots coming up. It'll be quite a while before we'll be able to harvest those carrots, but the onions will probably be starting to harvest in a short amount of time. I don't know how long carrots take, but it seems like it takes them a very long time to mature. Do you find it to be the same way for you? Well, here's our other potato plants over in another green stalk. Looks like I need to get over here and water. They're looking a little dry. So we'll get over here and water today. And I hope you enjoyed the garden tour so far in the front yard. We'll have some potatoes to pick in another month or two. You know, you grow them until they mature up, and when the plant starts dying back, that's when it's time to pick your potatoes, or dig your potatoes up, or dump your potatoes out. Whatever you want to do. These I'm going to dump. But I'll have a grandchild come over when that's ready. But it's probably going to be at least another month or two. It's super hot here, so the plants are really struggling. But we do the best we can in this terrible summer heat. I'm going to be starting to pick some of these. And here's one of my beautiful daylilies. Isn't it beautiful? I have quite a few in my garden, and every year I try to buy at least one or two new ones. So we'll see what I'll have next year in this area. So glad that you guys are all here for Garden Tour Saturday. And as you can see, most of my plants are doing pretty good in this area. I like how this looks in here. The grasses are so beautiful and big. The only bad thing is on the other side of that grass is where I have 3 containers of potatoes that I got to figure out how to get out of there. And it's my mistake that I put them back here. because this grass like tripled in size this year, and I would say in the last couple of months. So there'll be nothing back there from now on. This grass is just way too big now. I couldn't believe that it grew so much and so much bigger than it was. Oh well, we never know how big something is going to get. But this one's filling up this whole area now. Well, I'm really happy how this area is looking too. Like I said, I do need to do some trimming, and I need to pull out a few dead plants because I lose a lot of plants in the summertime because it's just so hot here. And these plants were totally cut back this past winter, and they've already like doubled or tripled in size also. Oh my gosh, they are just so big now again. We're gonna have to do some more trimming. Well, I need to deadhead all these particular 3 plants, but I got these from work for free. They were gonna pull them out and they were replanting one of the flower beds. So I was able to get all these plants for free. The containers I already had, so that was no cost. The only thing that I spent was a little bit of money for some new soil. So maybe this project might have cost maybe like $3 or $4 for the soil. It may not even been that much because those little ones didn't really need a lot and the bigger one need a little bit more. So, you know, maybe it was even less than $3. So that worked out pretty good, and I think it looks pretty good. Like I said, I need to deadhead them and make them look a little bit better and put them maybe in an area where they show up a little bit better. But we'll see. Love how the light's going through the water. We're watering the backyard right now. So doggone hot. You got to get out here really early in the morning to water. It's fun watching the water go across the lawn and the light going through it. Everything just sparkling. You see the light going through it? Sort of cools off these hot mornings running the sprinkler system in the beginning. Well, all the plants are doing pretty good. Need to get in here and do some more cutting back though. And of course, this is looking really pretty this time of the year. I do want to find a couple more of these plants. This one here is just about on its last load. It's probably been in here 15 or 20 years. It's about time to start picking these bell peppers, and we're going to start cooking with them. We'll do some recipes, getting stuff picked from the garden and seeing what we can put together and how little we can prepare a meal, and go maybe do a few of those meals under $5, since I do have a lot of things I'm growing and I wouldn't have to spend hardly any money at all after I pick it from the garden.